Hey everyone, my name is Joshua Goodrow, and today I'll be doing practice test 2 for the SSAT exam. I hope you find great value in this webinar. Let's get started. Question 1. You have 1.5 plus 0.750 plus 0.1010. So how would you solve this problem? You would solve this problem by make sure you're aligning all the decimal points. So you would do 1.5000 because there's just to account for all these decimal points, you line everything up, and then 0.1010. So you get 0, 1, 5, 12, 13, 2.3510, which is same thing as choice D. That's how you do question 1. Question 2. So just make sure you align decimals. Question 2. Evaluate 2 to the 12 over 2 to the 8th. So this is exponent rule, meaning you would have to, when it's over the same base, you would subtract exponents. So if it's 2 to the 12 over 2 to the 8, it would be 2, 12 minus 8, which is 2 to the 4. 2 to the 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This is 4, and this is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, which is choice B. That's how you do question 2. Now, question 3. 503.384 is divided by 62.3. So what you could do here, instead of using decimals, you can multiply everything by 10, or you can multiply this by 10 to get make it easier for yourself. So you could do 62.3 divided by 384, or you can do 623 divided by, you can do 5033.84 divided by 623. Now it's easier to divide. So let's see how many times 623 times goes to 5033. Let's try 7, 21, 14, 16. Oh, you know what we could do? We can try 8. 623 times 8. Because if it's we can choose the number in the middle, right? And if it's more, if you need more, then a 7 can't be the answer. But if it's less, then 9 can't, or 9 and 10 can't be the answer. It just cuts off half the choices. Now let's try at 8 first. So 623 times 8, 24, 16, 18. 6 times 8 is 48, 49. So it's close, because if we add another 600, it'll be 550 something, which is above it. So 8 has to be the perfect amount. And since there's only 8 as the only option, C has to be the correct answer for question 3. So that's one way. So you can choose answer choice in middle and eliminate. That's the easy option to way to do it. Question 4. 1 3/4 minus 1/8 over divided by 1/8. So what we could do here is make everything into a mixed improper fraction. You multiply by 4 and then add the 3. So 1 times 4 is 4 plus 3, 7 over 4 minus 1 over 8 divided by 1/8. You can get common denominator, so multiply everything by 2 over 2 to get 14 over 8 minus 1 over 8. 1 over 8. You divide, you get 13 over 8 divided by 1 over 8. If we do 13 over 8, you have to do keep, change, flip. So you keep, change to multiplication, and then flip, or 8 over 1. They cancel it, you get 13 as your answer. Choice D for 4. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip for dividing fractions. Question 5 is another division problem. You have 2.01 divided by 1.02. You can do the same method, just multiply by 100 to get 102 divided 201 divided by 102. Goes into the fraction once, because if 102 times 2 is 204, which is above, so you can't be 2. It has to be somewhere close to 2. So you can do 1, you get 102, you get 99, and then put the 0, you get the decimal point. Let's see, 102 times 9, 18, 0, 1, 918. close, 1.9. And the only option is closest that 1.9 is 1.97. Choice C is our answer. So the difficulty in these questions is setting up, but once you set up properly, you can easily cancel out the choices and get the right answer. Question 6. You have -3 minus bracket, but you do the parentheses inside because it's PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. You do the parentheses inside. 2 minus 1 is 1. Minus 3 plus 4 is 7. You do the brackets, and then you do -3 minus the brackets, which is -6. It becomes a double negative. So it becomes -3 plus 6, which is 3. Choice C for 6. Question 7. This is an easy, straightforward question. You get 3003 minus 699. This is aligned properly. So you take away from the thousands, 10, 9, 10, 9, and 13. And then 13 minus 9 is 4. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 6 is 3. And then 2 minus 0 is 2. So you get 2,304, which matches choice B. This is a simple subtraction problem. Subtraction problem. Question 8. If A was 5, B is 1/5, what is the value of A when expressed in terms of B? So it's asking is if you plug in B and for these expressions, for what of these choices would you get A? So 25 times 1/5 gives you 5, which is A, which is correct. 20 times 1/5 is 4. That does not give you A. 25 over 5, 26 over 5 times 1/5 gives you 26 over 25. Does not give you A. 5 times 1/5 gives you 1. Does not give you A. 1 over 25 times 1 over 5 gives you 1 over 125. Does not give you A. So choice A is the correct answer for question 8. A very straightforward problems. You just have to understand what they're asking for. So now question 9 is asking, what is 140% of 70? So 140% is equal to 1.4. So 1.4 times 70 is what you could do, which is 70 times 1.4. 0 times 4 is 0. 7 times 4 is 28. 0, 0, and then 7. You get 0, 8, 9, and then bring the decimal place once. 98. Just choice B. 10 is a very tricky problem. This is a tricky problem. So what I would do here is realize that there are 2 pints, 1 quart, 4 quarts, 1 gallon. So what I would do here is convert to all pints. Make it easy. So you have 5 gallons. 5 times 4 is 20 quarts. 20 times 2, or 20 plus 2 is 22. 22 times 2 is 44, 45 pints, right? Because there's 20 quarts, 22 quarts, times 2 is 44 quarts, pints, plus 1 is 45. Now this one, 1 gallon, so it's 4 quarts. 7 quarts times 2 is 14, 14. So you subtract 14 pints, you get 31 pints. So now we have to see which of these options gives you 31 pints. 2 gallons times 4 is 8 quarts, 10, 20, 21 pints. Not the right one. 2 gallons times 4 is 8, 14, 28, 30 pints. Close, not it. 3 gallons times 4 is 12, 15, 30, 31. Correct. Well, let's check the other ones. 4 times 4, 16, 19, 38, 39. Not it. 4 times 4, 16, 25, 50, 51. Not it. Is choice C. So that's one way of doing it, just making sure you convert everything to pints and make it one unit and solving it that way. Let's say you do 10, 11. In the fraction xy over z, if the value of z is doubled, so xy over 2z, and the value of x is halved, so 1/2 xy over 2z, what is the value of the fraction? 1/2 times 1/2, which is 1/4. It's basically not multiplied by 4, it's divided by 4, because this would be the same, and then if you have the x's eliminated and the y's become the same, it's just between these two. 1/2 divided by 2 is 1/2 times 1/2, which is 1/4, which is just dividing by the 4, which is choice E. So this is also a trick problem. Understanding the way to format it and set up is crucial. Question 12. 20 is 8% of blank. So 20 is 8% of blank. So 0.08x is equal of x gives you 20. So what you could do here is divided by 0.08. You can do 8 is equal to 1.2 divided by 2,000. And what you can do, because since you move this 2 places, you have to add 2 more. So it becomes 2,000. You can do this 2, 16, 4, 0, bring the 0 down, become 5. And then bring the 0, and then becomes 0, 250. And that is your answer for choice for question 12, D. So just making sure, just a simple algebra based. How much larger than 80 is 100? So for this question may seem tricky. So what you have to do here is know that, so 80, you set it up as 80x is equal to 100, divided by 80 on both sides. X, you would have 80, it goes into 100 once, 20.0, and becomes 216, 160, 40, 0, 5, 1.25. 1.25 is a decimal, but as a percent, it is 125%. Oops. Meaning 25% larger, because it's 125 minus 100, 25%. Choice C for question 13. Question 14. If 3/8 inches on a scale drawing is equivalent to 1 foot on a full scale, what distance on the drawing will stand for 40 inches? So this is a proportion question right here. So 3/8 of an inch is equal to 1 foot, equal to 12 inches, right? So how many inches, what distance on the drawing will stand 40 inches? So what you could do here is to see how many times it goes in that way, or you can just cross multiply. You can do 3/8 times 40 in x. 12x is equal to 3/8 times 40. 15. So 12x is equal to 15. X is equal to 12 divided by 15, which is 1, 12, 3.0, 2, 24, 6, 0, 1.25, which is choice C, 14. C, 1.25, 1 1/4 inches. So that's just basic proportions. Question 15 is a PEMDAS question. We have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction from left to right. So division or addition, whatever is multiplication. So 6 divided by 1/3, 6 times 3/1, which is 18, plus 2/3 times 9. Now multiplication is next instead of addition. This is following PEMDAS. 18 plus 18/3, which is 6. So 18 plus 6 is 24. Choice C for question 15. You just have to follow the rules of PEMDAS, going left to right, and making sure that either multiplication or division can go first, but it has to come before addition or subtraction. If x minus 3 is less than 12, x may be which of the following? So basically, you just have to isolate for x. So you can just add 3 on both sides, becomes x is less than 15. So x is less than 15, choice A. So it can't be greater than 16, equals 15, no, because it doesn't have the equal sign. Less than 18, not true, because it can be less, it has to be less than 15. It can't be 16, which is not true. Equal to 18, that's also not true. So it has to be choice A. 17. If A is 9, B is 2, C is 1, what is the value of radical A plus 3B plus C? So we can do is just plug in the values. 9 plus 3 times 2 plus 1. Radical 9 plus 6 plus 1. 15 plus 1 is 16. Radical 16 is just 4. Choice D. Oops. Choice D for 17. 18. The average of -10, 6, 0, -3, 22 is what? So basically what we have to do is just add those numbers. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Gives you the average. So -10 plus 6 is -4, -7, and then 15. 15 over 5 is 3. It is choice B for 18, choice B. So basically for these questions, what I'm getting to know is that you can't use a calculator on these type of on this exam, but so the main problem is going to be for students to make sure that they're doing their arithmetic correctly and setting up the problem. So once you know how to set up the problems and just not make any careless errors, you should be good for this exam. Question 19 now. Question 19. In the fraction 1 over delta minus 2, where delta can be replaced by all of the following except delta is also the triangle sign. So it's asking which of the following values of delta can be used besides that can't be used. So we have to know for a fraction, the denominator cannot equal 0 because it will be undefined. So basically, delta minus 2 equals 0. At what point would delta give you 0? Value of delta. If you add 2 on both sides, delta can if delta is equal to 2, then you know the denominator will equal to 0, which is what we don't want. So everything would work besides plus 2, choice B. Same another division problem, 0.10101 divided by 10. So if it's 0.10101 divided by 10, just move it another decimal to the left. So it'd be 0.010101, which is choice, not this one, oops, not this one, not this one, not this one. 0.10101, choice C. If it's multiplying by 10, move right. So yeah, that's how you would do that question. If you're dividing by 10 or base 10, then you would move it to the left to make it a smaller number. Multiplying by 10, move it decimal to the right to make it a larger number. That's how you would do that question. Okay, next question. David walked from his home to town a distance of 5 miles in 1 hour. The return trip took 2 hours because he made several stops along the way. What was his average rate of speed in miles per hour? So what you would do here, total number of hours over total of miles. So total of 5 plus 5 for 10, and then took 3 hours. So 10 over 3 gives you miles per hour. 10 over 3 is 3 1/3. Choice D for 21. Because you have to, so the total number of miles would be the back and forth. Time would be the 1 hour for the first going to the town, then 2 hours going back. So you just have to account for both the times. 22. 7 is to 21 as 22 over 3 is to blank. So 7 is to 21 as 2 over 3 is to x. There's another proportion problem. So you can do 7x is equal to 21, or 1 times 2 over 3, 1 over 7, 14. So 7x is equal to 14, x is equal to 2. Choice B for this question. Almost done with this first section. If n is equal to radical 85, then which of the following is true? So radical 85 is greater than radical 81, but less than radical 100, which is 9, less than radical 85, less than 10. So you can't be this one because 8 squared is 64. This makes no sense. 8, you don't know for a fact that 9.5 squared is 85, because that's not how that usually works with math. because 9.5 squared could give you something else. It doesn't have to be in the middle for that to happen. This is similar to what we wrote. This could be a possible answer. This is not possible. And not n squared is not greater than 100 because then, n squared, if you do n is equal to radical 85, square both sides, n squared is equal to 85, which is not less greater than 100. So our answer is choice C for question 23. 24. The sum of which points on the number line would equal to 0? So let's check the first one. B, -6. -6 plus D, -2. E is 0 plus I, 8. -8 plus 8. -8 plus 0 is -8 plus 8 is 0. Correct option. Possible answer. C plus D, -4 plus D, -2 plus G, 4 plus H, 6. -6 would give you 4. Not it. A, -8 plus C, -4 plus F plus 2, I, 8, -2. Incorrect. D plus E, D is -2, E is 0, F is 2, G is 4. Give you 4. Incorrect. B, -6 plus C, -4, H, 6, I is 8, 4. Incorrect. So choice A is our answer for 24. We have one question left. Last question. How many fourths are there in 5/6? So this is asking as basically was giving is a division problem. So how many fourths are in 5/6? So 5/6 divided by 4, which is 1/4. 5/6, we did keep, change, flip. 20 over 6, which is 3, 2, 6, which is 3, and 1/3. Which is choice E. And now we are done with section 1, and now we'll be going to section 2. So this is section 4 for the SSAT upper level practice test 2. Let's get started. 30 minutes for 25 questions. So yeah. So first question, in 2 hours, the minute hand of a clock rotates through an angle of how many degrees? So in 2 hours, in 1 hour, we know it rotates 360 degrees. So in 2 hours, it would just be 360 times 2, which is 720 degrees. Choice E. Which of the following fractions is less than 1/3? Less than 1/3 meaning less than 33.3% or less than 1/3. 411, 4/12. So we can do that. Let's see. 303, 102, 0. You plug in 3, 909, 110, 1, 0, 10, 9. No, we don't need that. 1, 1. Wait, let me see one thing. Whoops. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so going to this question, you would have to so what we could do here is multiply everything by 3, multiply the top by 3. Just multiply the top by 3, top by 3, top by 3, and top by 3. We get 66 over 63, 12 over 11, 45 over 46, 99 over 98, 306 over 303. Whatever the top, if the top number is greater than the bottom number, then you know it's greater than 1/3. Since this is the only one that is smaller than the bottom number, you know C has to be the right answer, because if you multiply everything by 3, essentially to see if it passes the 1/3 mark, then you would know that the top is greater than the bottom. Since for C, you know it's the top number is smaller than the bottom, then you know it's less than 1/3. So that's how you get question 2. Question 3. The length of each side of a square above is 2x over 3 plus 1. The perimeter of the square is, what you have to do is 2x over 3 plus 1 times 4, because the square is, perimeter is 4. Add up all the sides. Add up all the sides, so you get 8x over 3 plus 1 as your answer. Or I mean, not plus 1, plus 4. And that is choice A. Distributed property. Yeah. Question 4. The distance from A to X is, so A to X is this right here. You have 1. This is also 1 inch. So it should be 1 and 1. This is 90-degree angle. This would have to be 45. This is also 45. So with a 45-degree, 45, 45, 90, this is 1, this is 1, this is 90. You would have to do X, X, X rad 2. So this is X, this is X. This has to be X rad 2. So it has to be 1 rad 2, which is just rad 2. And you know that is choice C for question 4. Question 5. This was knowing triangles. Right triangles. Question 5. A motorist travels 120 miles to his destination at an average speed of 60 miles per hour and then returns to his starting point at an average speed of 40 miles per hour. What is the average speed for an entire trip? So what we could do here is it travels 120 miles to his destination and then drives another 120 miles for his destination. So it's 240 total. And then drives 60 miles per hour. So 120 divided by 60 gives you 2 hours. You have to find the time, total time. And then drives 120 divided by 40, 3 hours. So you get 240 miles for 5 hours, which is 488 mph, which is choice D. You have to do total, like in the in section 3, you would have to do total miles over total time. So you find the total, the times for each the way back to and back, and then add the times and find the miles per hour. Question 6. Let me see, question 6. Let me see this. Question 6. So you have a snapshot measures 2.5 inches by 1.78 inches. It is enlarged so that the longer dimension will be 4 inches. The length of the enlarged shorter dimensions will be, so we could do his 5/2 x, which is right because 2.5 is equal to 5/2. So if you make an improper fraction, x is equal to 4 inches. So what you could do is, if you multiply everything by is equal to 4 inches, right? Because that's what it tells you in the question. So you multiply by 2/5 on both sides, you get x by itself, and you get x 8/5, which is 1 3/5. Or you can do that, or you can just instead of doing that, you can do 8/5 inches. And then you have the 8/5, and then you have the 1 7/8 inches. So 8/5 times 15/8. And they cancel that, the 8's cancel out, and then 15 divided by 5 is 3, gives you 3 inches, which is choice C for 6. 7. From a piece of tin in the shape of a square, so a square is 6 inches. The largest possible circle is cut out. Okay. Okay. On the following ratio, what is the area of the circle to the area of the original square and closest to value 2? So the radius would be 3 because radius is half the diameter. Diameter would be 6. So our area of circle, pi r squared, so pi times 3 squared is 9 pi. And then area of square, squared would be 36. 9 pi over 36 is 27 over 36 divided by 9, you get 3/4. This is not the closest, it's asking for the closest, which is 0.75. This is equal to 0.7777. This is 0.6, this is 0.66, this is 0.8. 0.7, and this is 0.7777, or 7/9 is closest to the 3/4 value, so choice D is our answer for 7. Question 8. If the outer diameter of a metal pipe When a metal pipe is 2.84 inches, the inner diameter is 1.94. The thickness of the metal is what? So you would have to do 2.84, which is the outer, minus the 1.94, which is the inner, 0, and you get 1.290. You get 90 inches as the total, and then divided by 2 on both sides, because you have to find the thickness of the metal. So you divide by 2, so you get 0.45 as the thickness of the metal on each side, because then the total gives you the entire, right? So that's what you have to do. So don't forget to divide by 2. Choice A. Okay, question 9. A sports writer claims that her football predictions are accurate 60% of the time. So if they're 60% accurate, 40% inaccurate. During football season, a fan kept records and found that the writer was inaccurate for a total of 16 games, although she did maintain her 60% accuracy. For how many games was the sports writer accurate? So if it's inaccurate 40% of the time, it would be 0.40x is equal to 16, which is games of inaccuracy. Divided by 0.4, x is equal to 160 divided by 40, or 4, which is 40 games of inaccuracy. So that would mean if it's 40 games inaccurate, 40 games inaccurate. Oh no, x is the total. X is the total amount. Sorry, x is the total amount of games, and 40% is equal to 60. So if 16 games are inaccurate, 40 minus 16 gives you 24. 24 games are accurate. That is how you do it. Yeah. Question 10. In a certain boys camp, 30% of the boys are from New York State and 20% of these from New York City. What percent of the boys in the camp are from New York City? So what you can do here is, let's say x is equal to 100 people. 30% of the boys are from New York State. So 30 boys from New York State. And then 20% of these boys are from New York City. So 20% times 30, 0.2 times 30, which is 6 from New York City. What percent of the boys in the camp are from New York City? 6 over 100, 0.06, 6%. Choice E for 10. So the simplest way is to pick 100 as total value. 11. A unit block for construction is 1 times 2 times 3 inches. What is the number of whole blocks required to cover an area 1 foot long by 1.25 feet wide with 1 layer of blocks? So what you would do here is you would have, so you have a 1 foot long by 1.25 feet wide width. So you would have 12 inches. Since everything is in inches, you should keep it in inches. So it'd be 12 inches times 1.25 times 12 is 1/4 of 12 is 3. So 12 plus 3 is 15. This is 15 inches. So 12 times 15 is, if you do the math, 10, 6, 180. So 180 inches. And then if you divide it by the 1 times 2 times 3, which is 6, you should get 30 blocks, because that's unit block. You should get 30 blocks. Choice A. So just making sure you understand the question and setting it up properly, and you'll get the right answer if the arithmetic is correct. Question 12. If the number of square inches in an area of circle is equal to the number of inches in its circumference, so area of a circle, pi r squared is equal to area to circumference 2 pi r. The diameter of the circle is what? So if you divide pi on both sides, you should get r squared is equal to 2r divided by r on both sides. R should give you 2, meaning diameter should give you 4. Choice A for 12. The least common multiple of 20, 24, and 32 is what? So we can see if 40 goes into everything. 20 goes in, 24 goes in, 32 does not go in, right? 32 times 8, or times 7, 14, 24 does not go in. 32 goes into 480, 1, 32, 16, 5, 32 times 5, I think, 10, 16, yeah, goes in. That's the least common denominator. Choice B, because 20 goes into 48. for sure. 20 goes in 24 times, I think. Yeah, 24 times. 24 goes into 480 20 times. So yeah, it does. For 13 choice B is correct. If 9x plus 5 is equal to 23, the numerical value of 18x plus 5 is what? So you can solve as a find for a value of x. 9x is equal to 18, x is equal to 2. 18 times 2 is 36 plus 5 is equal to 41. Our answer is choice B for 14. So it's just algebra based for this question. When the fractions are 2/3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 9, 13, are arranged in ascending order. Result is what? So your 2/3 is 0.6666. 5/7 is 0.704. 8/11 is 74. 742, and then 13/9 is 69. So it's 0.69, 0.714, 0.742, and 0.66. So ascending order would be smallest to largest. So it would be 2/3 as the smallest. The A and B are out, and E are out. And then the next would be 9/13. Choice D is correct, obviously, because 8/11 no. And then it would be 5/7, and then 8/11 is the largest. Yep, that's how you would do it. That is choice D for 15. Question 16. If a cubic inch of a metal weighs 2 pounds, a cubic foot of the same metal weighs how much? So you know cubic foot. You know cubic foot is 12 inches times 12 inches times 12 inches, which gives you, if you do the math properly, is 1,728 inches. But now that's cubic inch cubed. But now a cubic inch weighs 2 pounds. So if it's each cubic foot, how much it weighs, you would do 1,728 times 2 to get 16, 4, 5, 14, 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds. Choice E for 16. 17. A micromillimeter is defined as 1/millionth of a millimeter. As a length of 17 micromillimeters may be represented as so a millionth of a millimeter is defined as 6 zeros. If you have a 7, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 17 0.17. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3 zeros. This is 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 5 zeros. No, wait, no, it's not. Sorry, so it's not defined by zeros. Defined as 6 decimal places. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done. So you have 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 zeros. So it's choice B. That's always defined. So billions would be defined as 9 decimal places. That's how it's usually done, not the number of zeros. 18. Find the radius of a circle whose circumference is 60 inches. Sorry, circumference is 2 pi r is equal to 60 inches. What you could do is divide it by 2r or 2 pi to get radius. And you would do divided by 2 pi, 60 by 2 pi. Choice B is the correct answer. It won't multiply by 60 by pi. That's how you do it. Divide 30 by 2 pi. No. Divide nope. And it does not make sense as well. Question 19. Getting closer to being finished. 19. A carpenter needs 4 boards, each 2 feet 9 inches long. If wood is sold only by the foot, how many feet must he buy? So 2 feet 9 inches, which is 2 times 12, which is 24 plus 9, 33 inches. And you need 4 boards, so 33 times 4, 12, 132 inches. How many feet must he buy? So 132 divided by 12, which is 12 inches in 1 foot, would be 11 boards. Choice C for 19. It's simple algebra based, and if you understand the algebra and the question they're asking, it's easy to solve. 20. In the approximate distance s in feet that an object falls in t seconds when brought from a height that can be found by using the formula s is equal to 16 t squared. In 8 seconds, the object will fall how many feet? In 8 seconds, which is time, you just plug in. So s is equal to 16 times 8 squared. S is equal to 16 times 64. So 64 times 16, 4 times 6 is 24, 6 plus 2 is 38, 0, 4, and 6, 4, 12, 10. Choice B is your correct answer for 20. Just do the math properly, do the calculations properly. This is a quadratic equation. 21. Question 21 and 22 refer to the following graph. During which years did the population increase at the fastest rate? So fastest rate meaning as the highest rate of positive slope. Positive slope. So you would have fastest rate 5 to 7. 5 to 7 is pretty good. 1 to 3 is also pretty high. I would say that's the highest because it was fastest. So 5 to 7 is most. It's from less than 500, to more than almost up to 1,000. So 4 to 5. 4 to 5 is downwards. Eliminated. 7 to 9. Actually, yeah, 7 to 9 is also good. That is also works. Possible answer because 7 to 9 is from here to right here. 9 to 10. 9 to 10 is pretty stagnant. E is eliminated. Choice D is our correct answer for 21. You just have to look at the slope and how steep the line is. Steepness. 22. During which year did the size of the population decrease the most? So decrease the most. So what we can do here now is during decrease the most. So 4 to 5. So 4 to 5, it decreases this way. 3 to 4. 3 to 4 doesn't decrease, it goes up. So this is eliminated. 9 to 10 doesn't decrease as much. Steve, this is not that much. Eliminated. 1 to 2 decreases, increase. Eliminated. 4 to 6 is a big one. But 4 to 5 is because 4 to 5 is your lower point, and then 5 to 6 it goes higher. So it changes so 4 to 5 it goes lower, and then 5 to 6 it goes a little bit up. So meaning that 4 to 6 has a lower decrease. 4 to 5. So that means choice E is out, eliminated. So choice A is our correct answer for 22. 23. The number of telephones in Adelaide, Australia is 48,000. If this represents 12.8 telephones per 100 people, the population of Adelaide to the nearest 1,000 is what? So we have 48,000 telephones, 12.8 per 100. So we could make a proportion right here. 12.8 over 100 per 100 is equal to 48,000 over x. So what we could do is multiply everything to get 48,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal to 12.8x. 128 is equal to 48, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X is equal to 128 divided by 48, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 128 times 3, 24, 6, 8, 384. So it can't be D, E, or A because only 3 can go in it. 3 it has to be in the 300, 400,000 range. So it has to be either B or C. So if you do that, 384, 7, 10, 6, 3, 7, 9, 6, 0. And so it's either 7. 7 has to be the next number. So 128 times 7 because both of these choices have 7 in it. 5, 6. 14, 19, 8, 96, 5, 10, 4, 8, 15, 9, 64, 0. So does 128 goes into 5 or 8 to get into the closest to 640? So 128 times 5, 10, 4, 640 is exactly 375,000. It is choice B for 23. 24. One person can load a truck in 25 minutes. A second can load it in 50 minutes. A third can load it in 10 minutes. How long would it take the three together to load the truck? So what we could do here is 25 minutes truck, and then 50-minute per truck, then 10-minute per truck. So what we could do here is put it and reverse the fraction to get 1 over 25, 1 over 50 plus 1 over 10. Combine the fractions to get everything in common denominator. So you get 2 over 50 plus 1 over 50 plus 5 over 50 to get 8 over 50. And now what you could do here is reverse the fractions to get 50 over 8 divided by 2 to get 25 over 4, which is 6 1/4 minutes, choice B. So you just have to make sure that you have to put it over the 25 minutes you time over the quantity, then reverse it, get the common denominator, reverse it again, and then simplify and get the time. And that's how you do 24. 25, last question. So event A occurs every 4 minutes, event B occurs every 6 minutes, every 4 minutes, B is equal to 6 minutes, C is equal to 15 minutes. If they occur simultaneously at noon, when is the next time all three events will occur together? So this is least common denominator again, or least common multiple. So least common multiple of 4, 6, and 15 is 60, meaning the next time that they occur will be after 60 minutes, meaning so 12 to 60 minutes is 1 p.m. Choice A. And so we are done with this question, and we are done with the math portion of the SSAT for practice 2. I hope you found great value in this webinar. If you have any questions, you could reach out to the Embrace Tutoring team. You could go to the website, watch the TikToks for content, or if you have any questions, you can email us at the email. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and please remember to contact us at info@embracetutoring.com to set up any personalized private tutoring sessions you would like. Stay tuned for future videos, and best of luck with your studies. We definitely encourage you to visit our Instagram as well as TikTok pages if you have any questions along the way. Take care, guys. Best of luck with your studies.